What the heck, man? Who parkoured my civilization? What the heck am I supposed to do now? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, laddies. It's me, Waddles, and good day. For the very last time ever, it is Snapshot Day, my dudes, because from this point on, they've actually done it. Snapshots are canceled. But my beautiful friend, don't you shed a tear, because instead of snapshots, welcome to the next Minecraft update. Over the course of today's video, we're going to dive into the new pre-release that is out now with a ton of new interesting features, including creaking stuff, and to talk about the release date for the Bundles of Bravery drop. You go ahead and tap that like button, and let's dive right in. Bundles of Bravery, the next Minecraft to drop. Well, I can't believe it, but we're at the release date, just about. The update is all about the bundle. We might as well start with this, buddy. So listen. As I fill this thing up, there's a little sound that plays. So once I put this thing on my hotbar and use this thing, like empty it, a sound now plays as well. For a couple of weeks now, that sound has been bugged and non-existent. So one more time. Or three. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's basically like a similar sound, maybe a little bit louder than it is when inputting things into the bundle. And speaking of the bundle, the big focus of this update coming out in a couple of weeks here, we have a giant bug fix that involves custom icons for the bundle. So let's say your resource pack, you want to make that chunky bundle of your dreams. Well, now chunky bundle and other bundles will actually translate over to the colored versions as well. Additionally, involving the bundle, if you have a lot of things inside of the bundle, but a lot of separate things, while emptying it, it would kind of lag out previously. That no longer will happen either. Item components, a brand new item component making its way to this next Minecraft update. It's called Minecraft Equipable. This is basically having to do with something that you put on. So, for example, we're talking item equipable, maybe more so in the sense of something like a carved pumpkin. Of course, when I go ahead and put this carved pumpkin on my head, of which, remember, has a couple new functionalities in this next update, including some cool map stuff. But anyways, this whole overlay thing, well, yeah, it's controlled by a component now. If you don't specify the overlay when setting this thing up, then there will be no overlay. However, on the other hand, you can go ahead and add a texture or specify a pre-existing texture to have an FOV view screeny thing overlay. So anytime there's a significant snapshot cycle that ends up dipping into pre-releases, I always feel the need to basically clarify what's going on here. So a snapshot is a developmental version of the game. A pre-release is essentially still a developmental version of the game, but typically with smaller, fewer changes. However, nowadays, these small changes, they're not only limited to small changes, it seems like. Game, disable player movement check. By default, this buddy is going to be set to false. I could go ahead and switch that over to true if I wanted to. Well, and then I've changed it. So this right here, if I go ahead and set it to false, it will disable the player movement speed restriction. This is kind of like the Elytra game rule that was added a minute ago. Now, you'll have to excuse my ignorant brain. I'm learning here with you. But if I go ahead and turn that to true and then I start flying, does that change anything? Am I moving quicker? It kind of looks like I'm moving quicker, but then again, maybe I'm insane. Still talking about our non-experimental changes. We'll get to the winter drop in a minute. Stay tuned. Just check this out. Inside of the next update, under the water, watch the bubbles. Oh, it's beautiful. Do you hear it too? Listen. There's a little popping. It pops, and then an empty bubble icon shows up right there. A clean visual indicator as to what's going on with your oxygen. When it refills, you can see right there, it kind of slowly fills back up, just like normal. No timings or mechanics or anything like that has been changed. This is simply a new texture and sound. Ooh, that bubble sound that has been added to Minecraft to Java. Now, the keen-eyed players of you will know that over on Bedrock, you've had this for a minute now. This has been on Bedrock Edition in the major releases of the game since 1.21. I can't believe it took them so long to add it over to Minecraft to Java. And hey, wait a second. The squid revolution. Yes, they've finally done it. We have 2 squid. There's a baby squid in this update, right? And we can feed it. Oh, wait. You mean to say that they're ignoring me? They've left me on red again? And I can't feed the squid and breed the squid and make baby squid farm in the update? Wow. I'm gonna give it a bad review. Particles now have a color field that you can define inside of the resource packs. These particles have quite a few different customization options, including trail color for when you're walking or running on it, dust color transition, and then dust color transition. This will lead to more immersive resource packs than ever before. Oh boy, I wish I could breed these squid to make a child to show them this one, right? That'd be cool. Now, included in our first pre-release for Minecraft 1.21.2, we also have about 25 various bug fixes. Included in this pretty long list of bug fixes somewhere, a little bit more significantly, if you're playing Minecraft with fabulous graphics and you have either an enchanted shield or an enchanted trident, well, that enchantment glint will show up a little bit better in third person. I'm confused. Maybe the trident just is like super low key here, but I don't see any glint going on there. The shield, same thing as well. I don't really get it. I don't understand. I think it's broken still. Release dates, let's talk all about them. So a couple of weeks ago, Minecraft announced that they're doing this whole like a new update cycle. This was before Minecraft Live. They talked about drops, among a couple of other cool things as well. Inside of this release post, they also mentioned that Minecraft for the PS5, a native version, is coming soon. Then after that, in a move that I can't believe they didn't even acknowledge at Minecraft Live, Minecraft for PS5 got a release date a couple of weeks ago. That release date is October 22nd. Now, funnily enough, I had a completely different video, really cool one, so stay tuned, subscribe, I'll drop it a little bit later on. But I had a really cool video that you'll end up seeing later this week, kind of speculating on updates and stuff like that. In that video, we took a look at last week's preview, 1.21.40. something. That preview was tiny. You like almost couldn't even see it, even if you had a magnifying glass. With the previews, we don't have pre-releases or anything like that, but we do have a sign, a telltale one, that usually when these previews get a little smaller, the update gets closer. Now that we have a pre-release over on Minecraft to Java, we can almost for certain say the release date of the Bundles of Bravery drop. Minecraft for PS5, October 22nd, that's a Tuesday. Minecraft The Bedrock updates come out on a Tuesday. And with this colorful, bundly update being such a major drop, it looks like maybe October 22nd is going to be our day. Now, we'll have to wait and see for sure, but it almost looks like that day is for certain. That means that between now and then, when it comes to snapshots, the release of them will be a little bit chaotic. Now, over here on the channel, you just stay tuned. If we do get a snapshot and it's large enough and interesting enough, you bet your bottom dollar I'll go ahead and make a video on it for you. Otherwise, we'll probably recap things in the official update release video. All right. Without the further ado, we do have some really interesting changes. They're going down all over the place with the creaking update. Now, keep in mind that if you want to check out any of these next changes we're going to talk about inside of your world, you will need to have the winter drop update toggle enabled. Now, first things first, over inside of our snapshot test world that I used in this video right here. If you missed this one, check it out after we discover some cool things. But anyways, inside of this snapshot world right here, we could go ahead and check out a really cool, interesting new redstone functionality that this block is going to have. So the creaking heart block. Previously, if I hooked a comparator up to this thing, I would get nothing and nothing at all. Now, if I hook a comparator up to this thing, the comparator is going to convert the distance that the creaking is from this thing into a redstone signal. Alright, so let's test this out. At nighttime, the dead of night, we'll go ahead and place a hell log on top of this thing, complete that whole thing. Oh, and then it spawns right there. Now, right here, this is kind of perfect. Take a look at this redstone signal. The creaking isn't going to move. I'm in creative mode. If I take a look at this thing, well, I can see right here that it appears this redstone signal is reaching out much farther than the creaking is from its source block, the heart right there. Now, this is where the creaking's limiting range that we talked about in the follow-up video to the snapshot is going to come into play, because as we learned in that video, we have a set range. If we had a creaking and it was locked onto me and I was running away helplessly, terrified, whatever, well, as I start to run away, if I'm not looking at this thing, eventually it's going to meet a spot where it just can't do anything more. That spot, that's going to be 32 blocks out from the heart. So that would mean right here, while this thing is 32 blocks away, it looks like the signal is weak. That means the further the creaking heart is from this block, the weaker the redstone signal will be. So right here, another way that we could test this one out, if I go ahead and get it to lock onto me and start moving closer, you will see the redstone signal is actually growing, and growing relatively significantly. Look at this boy. As soon as it's like practically right on top of the heart, hey, stop it. As soon as it's on top of the heart, the signal gets just about as strong as the signal could be. We've also got an interesting change with the creaking and how it's going to behave with players in creative mode in a multiplayer setting. Single player too. Alright, so this will be a little bit difficult to show off, but let's say this spider right here was my boy. He was on the ground with me. My boy, however, is in survival. if I had a creaking right here, and this could be any kind of creaking, a creative mode spawn or a natural survival one. Well, in the previous snapshot, even if my guy over there was in survival, not looking at the creaking, however, I, in creative mode, was staring at the creaking, it wouldn't do anything. Now, the creaking is going to completely ignore players in creative mode. So that means my friend over there, look at him, he's looking at him. If my friend in survival mode isn't looking at the creaking, even if I am looking at the creaking in creative mode, it will move. Hey, buddy, hey, where you going? Watch it. Back to my survival experience here for a second, because we've got another creaking update here. Let's say I had a creaking spawned from a creaking heart block in pure survival Minecraft. That boy over there. As soon as I get close enough to you, you'll lock on, come back to the light, please. Over to the light. Yep, perfect. Stop it. Let's go ahead and move the light a little closer to you right here. I've got a name tag with a beautiful name. If I wanted to name tag this thing to, you know, like try and get it to stay forever, please don't leave me. Well, unfortunately, I'm using the name tag with, again, the beautiful name on this thing, and it's not working. You can't name tag a creaking any longer. And so, when it comes to our creaking updates and all of the winter drop stuff in general, my suspicion is that we're going to probably be kind of on the down low when it comes to updates for these things for at least a couple weeks on Java. It looks like tomorrow might finally be Creaking Day on Bedrock Edition, so make sure you tap the like button on this video and subscribe. On the end card of this video, another video for you in a playlist. Thank you all so much for taking the time and watching today's video. Are you excited for the bundle update? Tell me about it. It's been me, Waddles, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.